Hello everyone, I am Giancarlo G. Velasco and I am gonna be your tutor for today. So in today's video, I am going to teach you on how to transform quadratic functions from general form to standard or vertex form and vice versa. So our first example is y is equal to x squared minus x plus 14. So here are the steps on how to turn the general form of a quadratic function to the standard form. So first, we are going to group all terms with an x. So here are x squared minus 6x and plus 14. So we're going to leave 14 outside because 14 doesn't have an x. So next step, factor out a. So in this case, a is equal to 1. So we can disregard this step. Next is we're going to complete the expression in the parentheses to make it a perfect square trinomial by adding b over 2 squared and subtract a multiplied by b over 2 squared to the constant term. So first, we are going to add b over 2 squared in the parentheses. So y is equal to x squared minus 6x and 14. So we are going to substitute the value of b in here. So the value of b is negative 6 and negative 6 over 2 squared. So that's equal to negative 3 squared. So that's equal to 9. So we are going to add 9 in the parentheses to make it a perfect square trinomial. So that's 9. Next, we are going to subtract a multiplied by b over 2 squared to the constant term, which is 14. So y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 14. So since we already got the value of b over 2 squared, we are going to multiply it by a, which is 1. So 1 divided by 9, that's equal to 9. So we're going to subtract 9 from 14. Simplify, we're going to get x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 5, because 14 minus 9, that's equal to 5. So the next step is to express the perfect square trinomial as the square of trinomial. To do that, we're going to get the square root of x. So y is equal to x, then the square root of the last term, which is 9. And the sign of the binomial is the sign of the middle term, which is a negative. And we're going to add a square outside the parentheses. Bring down the constant term, and this is the standard form of y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 14. Next. So our next example, 2x squared plus y is equal to 6x minus 5. What are we going to do first is to turn this into a general form by transposing 2x squared to the right side. So y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 6x minus 5. Now this is the general form of this equation. So the next thing that we are going to do is group all terms that have an x. So we're going to group negative 2x squared and 6 positive 6x. Put them into negative 2x squared plus 6x and leave out negative 5 outside because negative 5 doesn't have an x. Next, we are going to factor out a. So we're going to divide this binomial with negative 2 and leave out negative 2 outside the parentheses. So this will going to be x squared minus 3x because negative 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3x and leave out negative 5. So the next thing that we are going to do is add b over 2 squared in this parenthesis, inside this parenthesis. So substitute the value of b, which is negative 3 over 2. Now square it, which turns into 9 over 4. So this is our final answer in b over 2 squared. So let's add 9 over 4. Now we will multiply 9 over 4 with negative 2 because in the step we're in the third step where it is needed to multiply a with the value of negative b over 2 squared. So negative 2 multiplied by 9 over 4 is equal to 18, negative 18 over 4. To simplify it further, it is, let's see, 9 over 2, negative 9 over 2. So we're going to subtract this number from 5. So minus 5, we're going to be is 9 over 2. Since this is a negative, the sign will be changed because in subtraction the sign of the subtrahend will change from negative to positive or positive to negative. So simplify it further, so it will turn into 5 over 1 plus 5 over 2. So LCD is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2, multiplied by negative 5 is negative 10 plus 9. So the value of this is negative 1/2. So the result of negative 5 plus 9 over 2 is negative 1/2. So 3x plus 9 over 4. So now we are going to turn this perfect square trinomial into a square of binomial. So this will turn into negative 2 multiplied by quantity of x minus 3 over 2 because the square root of 9 is 3 and the square root of 4 is 2 squared minus 1/2. So the value of h is 3 over 2 and the value of k is negative 1/2. So this is the standard form or the vertex form of 2x squared plus y is equal to 6x minus 5. So in our next example, we are going to turn the standard form of the quadratic function into the general form. So our first example, y is equal to x minus 1 squared minus 4. So the first is we are going to expand the square of binomial. So the formula in expanding a square of binomial is a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So a squared, that is x, so we're going to square x, which turns into x squared, then 2ab, so negative 1 multiplied by x is equal to negative x multiplied by 2 is negative 2x, and square the second term, which is 1, that is positive 1. Now the function is x squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 4. So by the way, the parentheses will be also erased when we expand the square of binomial in this case. So simplify, we're going to simply add negative 4 to 1. So y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3, because 1 plus negative 4 is negative 3. So this is our general form for y is equal to x minus 1 squared minus 4. Our next example. So in this example, we are going to expand x minus 3 squared. So remembering the formula is by squaring the first term, which is x, which turns into x squared, and 2ab, negative 3 multiplied by x is negative 3x, multiplied by 2 is negative 6x, and square the last term, which is negative 3, that is positive 9. So this is our function, negative 2 multiplied by x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 1. So in the next steps is that we are going to multiply negative 2, we are going to distribute negative 2 in this perfect square trinomial. So negative 2 multiplied by x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 6x is equal to positive 12x. And negative 2 multiplied by 9 is negative 18 plus 1. So simplifying this by adding 1 to the function is y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 12x minus 18. No. Wait, we'll just get correction tape. Sorry about that. Minus 17. Sorry. So the general form of y is equal to negative 2 multiplied by the quantity of x minus 3 squared plus 1 is y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 12x minus 17. So now I hope you learned that in transforming and that wraps up our video about transforming quadratic functions from general form to standard form. and vice versa. And I hope you learned a lot in this video. And thank you for watching.